always seems to be the case with playing up against a squad like this.
Eternal Fire and defense, K-Corp on attack.
The ones that help you find the issues.
Do we want K-Corp to get off to a good start?
But
yeah, why not?
I think the rate's definitely been performing
I would like to see him win a little bit.
Level over the last couple of months. I think we've seen even just the exit of Eng seemingly give them a little bit of additional motivation. But it's whether or not that will make a difference.
Yeah, 5v5 retake.
Over towards the B site. Defenders
almost the wall bait on the pistol might have worked on that. I don't know how early they put it down.
On that
didn't Eternal Fire just play? Yes, they did. Yeah, the format's a little weird at the moment. But at least they didn't go to EWC and then have to play 2 games. So at least like should be relatively drawn.
Be ones to let off the pressure. They're already picking it up. Moving towards the site, trading out in the first fight.
Narrate needs to get involved there.
In the corner, Sugetsu swings through to help out. Lightens the load as Eternal Fire down to 2, but Neki's showing up big time. That's a triple. Only Narrate left. The backstab no longer, but okay. He stopped the defuse.
Great jump peek.
Half as well. In there for damage, and running the clock down could be enough with 31 health. A few shots will do. Neki
respect,
John.
Narrate played that very well. Yeah, I was a little worried how disconnected he was with the team there, but he actually played it very good. They did not expect him on main. They thought he was going for the wraparound. Started looking over towards spawn, even though it wasn't a good plant for spawn. Maybe in the 2v1 it could be a little bit better. But
now, I was kind of hoping coming into the day that you're going to get him over on that Phoenix, but I think you still get that same bit of individual flair.
Did Eternal Fire look good last game? The problem is they played against Coach. No offense to Lohan, but
can also help you quite a bit. Like you're going to have someone that's going to be giving you a lot of additional information.
Tier 1 material.
Course, it's only the pistol round, but Neki investing into that Marshall. They were hoping to sort of double up, and it seems like Echo's plan is, all right, I'm just going to deny you an orb.
Good work by 11. Narrate in there, right down to 24. It's a little risky to stick around. He will just TP on out of there. Sugetsu picking up the slack, and this has been a very clean.
Dude, what is this? Someone banished this guy to the
coming out of
KC,
kick chat. Doesn't look like much is going to change with Izzy all alone in the 1v5.
Almost out.
For him, maybe if he could take Narrate down. Start to add some
actually banned him. What the hell? I was joking. You're allowed to play me.
Any impact's really felt.
Go, go, go.
And they've already spotted him.
Yeah, nice work from Sugetsu. The in-zone flawless as their second round. A lot of orbs picked up as well towards that Viper's Pit, which we know is going to be incredibly valuable. And to be honest, thinking back to some of the Sunset games from him in the past, he was someone that had just some crazy moments over on that B site. I think him flying early is a good sign for KC, because I think we've all sat there and talked about Sugetsu, was mentioned on the desk as well.
Big buy round. They keep doing their wall over towards A. Also, the passive, not really the passive pressure. The passive pressure of the wall plus the chamber being able to walk up towards here, insert either of these is super strong.
Yeah, it has been quite a long time indeed. Nice early fight.
Should he be TPing out there?
Fabian
maybe
able to take down Narrate, catching him in the open before the TP could be clicked. But while they push up on A, the gap has been exploited. Levin walking right up behind, and it looks like
so early. Sees one,
and indeed they are completely caught off, hit by the paranoia.
Really good flash, man.
Echo thought it had passed, but he stepped right into it, and now all that remains of Eternal Fire's defense is that A main
push behind as well. I'm not even sure like it.
Okay. Well, there's Izzy evening things up once again.
Am I bad for thinking it, or AT with the prime? Appreciate the 2 months.
Unfortunately, the Viper's Pit was taken out with Sugetsu. That leaves just the firefights. A bit of utility still available for this defensive side. They have the stun, they have the nade, could clear out a couple of angles, but they're still trying to figure out where their opponents are, and as they strike, it's now all down to Fabian.
Pierce to win to a bonus. 3 surviving, no damage done to them as well, so their armor's good. They're about to get their whole ult cycle for that big buy round.
Yeah, it felt like that could have been Izzy's round. A nice shot as he came up from behind. Kept the play alive, but it's the fact that Levin's able to take all that space for free. A fantastic paranoia as well that was sent through to give him the second. And again, I like the idea that we see from Eternal Fire here. Get aggressive early. They even find the opening pick towards that A site. But leaving a gap like that on mid, they've got trap wires sat on the B site, nothing covering mid and completely unaware. That really can't happen. It's a simple mistake, and that's not a good sign this early on.
What did they buy into? Just the judge?
mentioning.
Just to judge where they stack the rights. Wait, this...
and saw KC doing relatively well. Well, I'm going to be quiet.
Unlucky.
Look how aggressive that was with the judge. In fact, it's going to end up being a bit of a slaughter. Unless Echo really can pull off a miracle.
Went straight on the slide. The problem is there, I think no matter which way he slides, it's always going to be straight, depending on which POV we pick.
KC over in stage 1 managed 0 wins. So coming into today, expectations might not necessarily be the highest, but also everything is kind of on the line for them all the way through. Like the chance of them making it on points, I don't know if it's mathematically impossible.
Aves IGL, yeah, Aves is IGL at the moment.
Like the chance of it happening are probably 1 in a billion, and so they need to
makes a lot of sense for him to be IGLing now that he's on Initiator as well.
Well, so far since those coaching changes took over, it has felt like KC are on a better path. Results have been there to back them up, but they need to do it on the VCT stage. This is where it matters for KC, and a 4-0 start will certainly help out.
Speaking of Aves, lovely round from him.
It was only a formality at that
One
point.
away from a Razord if they want to go aggro over towards B maybe to get it.
And again, when I think about
Fatal for Fatal, I'm pretty sure.
KC as an opponent, I don't think it gets much worse than Eternal Fire. You're coming in to test your might, to see if a little downtime in between Masters and Stage 2 to see if all of the pointers really were showing the future of KC to be as bright as it was. And for Eternal Fire, they're the kind of team that are going to come in and just hit you heads up. Really test your mettle. So far, KC passing those tests with flying colors.
Yeah, I would like to see Narrate kind of use his TP
shying away from the fight.
Much better.
Very good at hitting that timing, so he's not just sacrificing.
Like him taking his TP there for Norman Flash is so worth.
Nightfall already sent through. Echo in position at the back, but hasn't been pushed out just yet. And as the mid push comes in, they haven't been able
as well.
to find Narrate just yet. They do find Neki though. The utility coming out from this KC side looking solid on entry.
Such a patient game by Narrate as well, by KC in general. Now freezing towards the site. Echo manages to come up big with one, and Fabian found Doja down below.
At least got the spike out of there.
It's a big showstopper. The numbers back in their favor, and now Narrate flying under the radar all round long has been revealed.
Wait, why did the spike go middle here? Because they think they pushed to deep 1A.
Site. 45 seconds. But they're sticking around. They're looking for the fight here and now. They don't want to win it with a plant.
The 2v4 at its peak.
They want to win it by putting some of Eternal Fire in the ground, and now in the 2v2, a much
they think
better
no one
position
was
to play
close
from.
A, and he actually wanted to get a kill at middle. That's kind of mad.
Eternal Fire with how it started out, but it's once again in jeopardy.
I wonder how many players would have played it like this. There's not many.
Good from KC. You could see, I think you can visibly see Narrate giving that extra little bit of information with the space that he had taken, and then to get to, while also waiting behind.
Oh,
there
bro,
is that
it's
Viper's
hard.
Pit.
It's unlucky. They saw him.
And I think they saw him. They did. They definitely caught vision of him, but now they've given up the spot. He's going to continue his fight forward, eliminated by one, but Sugetsu at the same time found one on the edge of the pit, and now looks to wait on the edge of it once again. He'll have to get back in before it fades, but he's not going to. Oh, it just about will. Leaves it into that 1v1 and fading all the way back. Knows where his opponent is. The HP of Izzy will dip further and further, and as that short becomes more
really
deadly,
nice.
It's
an impressive 2v4. Like, maybe a little bad from Eternal Fire, especially over towards middle, but I'm so impressed with how the two played this. Narrate incredible, taking space,
now that's a
and
big blow
to get to it middle, to not
Fire.
insta-run over towards A, get the plant, try to get an extra kill.
Go their way early
I'm telling you, I don't think many players do that at all.
But this time, the recovery
maybe like 1 in 100.
Utterly ridiculous. Narrate spending the entire round sitting outside of A, baiting out the paranoia to start with.
Didn't expect him to be there. Sugetsu, bro. I had to do a double take, to be honest.
But then they notice him.
I could see the mini-map.
That's the problem for Eternal Fire.
He would always run over towards A to plant.
In the
Well,
grass
that's kind of smart from him.
thanks to the Cypher ultimate, and yet still they got caught off guard by the very positions they just seen.
He re-dipped in But here you go. This is what I was talking about earlier in terms of those championship points, and well, they couldn't be further apart. Eternal Fire are battling to be in with a chance of making it on points and points alone. Of course, the first 2 teams that we get.
What is the reason that you think Valo viewership has dipped so much in stage 2?
I
mean, these kind of games eventually die in the Western countries. I'll say that.
And then you get
like they slowly go away and away after like 5 years. We're kind of getting to that point now. I don't think the format's great for keeping viewership. Like if you actually think about it, a lot of these games don't really matter until like 4 weeks time, maybe 3 weeks time, depending on where we're at. Like maybe there's a small element of like some games mattering. Not the best format.
Eternal Fire. They're beating the more aggressive teams. Now, it's a very small sample size. And I do think that, again, most teams do struggle against the Eternal Fire style.
That's the main thing. But also, I think the game's less fun to play at the ranked level. I think the maps are very good, and I think the meta is probably not fun to play at the moment. So when people don't play ranked, they probably don't care as much about VCT.
This might actually work for them.
And what's incredible about what has happened here, I don't know if it's what Zeiss has done, if it's just the changes in general for KC and how they think about the game.
If you look at other regions, like you look at China especially, Pacific, China's growing heavy, Pacific's pretty much staying even, maybe growing a little bit. So it is like situational in terms of where you're looking at. Overall, the viewership's going up because China's just the biggest piece of the pie.
Close to the KC that we saw before, to the 0-5 roster, and now they're 5-0 with a chance for a 6th in flawless fashion.
I don't play Valorant at all, but I watch VCT, but that's still an issue. The fact that a fair amount of us don't play the game, that is an issue. I think a big part of
I think it's something I definitely
I think a big part of the audience that
has he given them more freedom?
I don't think you can 5v5 in this game very well in comparison to CS, and I think that's a big part that they messed up.
Given that opportunity to play a little bit more free, and we know that Eng's style is very structured. We literally heard it from Alfia in an interview yesterday.
And I think that solo queue and duo queue and stuff like that just isn't fun.
Or maybe it is just a vibe shift was enough to bring these players back.
I think it might be the former. Like, just at an eye test of KC, they are much better at thinking on the fly.
This is better in terms of a spectator sport. It depends, man. I think if you're really into Valorant, I think it's better because it's more like this is good against this instead of like cookie cutter. Everyone knows what's good. Like I think the mind games where you can kind of outsmart your opponent in terms of comps and util, I think it's a little bit stronger in this game. It's a preference thing though, man. At the end of the day.
100%. No, I think that they look very well controlled right now. We're seeing some of those superstars stepping up as well. Aves, who I think definitely while leading had a lot of struggles individually, currently
like I would rather play CS, but I would rather watch Valorant. So it's a bit of a preference thing, I would say, for sure.
But there's always time. Again, this same paranoia setup that I don't think has really caused KC too many issues.
Who's the coach of KCORP right now, Zeiss?
I'd like to from Eternal Fire. They're normally a team that are
so
excellent.
Eng left and they went from assistant coach to head coach. Okay, let's look at the money from KCORP. It's outrageous. Can Eternal Fire get on the board?
Well, that's because every time so far, pardon me.
It's a good chance to go Fado.
Every time so far, it's been Narrate. Who's there baiting the
It's going to walk up left side of sight. My God, he got away with that. Just perfect timing. What a shot, bro. What a round, mate. What the hell is that? Okay, well, it's one armor rebuy, but that was nuts. It's all individual. Actually a little insane that he goes for that peek when he sees the fade eye, but he's kind of already committed. I think he's just expecting to get traded, to be honest, 1-for-1.
We've claimed it. Okay, let's rotate. Let's stack heavier. They've been hitting that B site, sending a player towards top mid. A lot of the time, Izzy was leaving early, so they think they can walk in, and instead they walk straight into Izzy. Really nice shot as well on 11. Like the first and third are kind of easy, but that second shot is what kept things alive.
A good way to break back as well. That in-zone flawless is going to give them a little bit of extra economy.
Same thing every single round, pretty much.
6 rounds in a row.
Wall.
Guess what? You can buy into round number 8.
That's... Dude, again, this is why the chamber's so good, man. Even if you're throwing util out here, the chamber can kind of go to the off angles, disrespected, TP out, no trade. Whereas normally they're kind of committed, and no matter what, you're going to get a trade on this one. So.
And you kind of have to try and go
we'll say KCORP, the addition of the wall, again, really does make the chamber so scary. Ton of fire, 3v5, they go for gamble. Check the camera, saw 2, do they send it? They might just have to save this, really. They can buy next no matter what, even if they lose.
You can give it over to your teammate, and maybe even backstab after.
Well, this will be one of the tests for Levin because Naraid's got so much value from this position.
In terms of skins, though, would you rather have clean skin like CS or Valorant? You talk about gun skins? I mean, they're way better in CS.
Heads up fight with Fabian, but he gets ahead of it, catches him off. Echo trading out at least, but he's going to have to trade a lot more.
Very nice.
Nothing.
Well,
7-1 now for KC.
Is he awake right now? He might be. He might be just waking up.
And you know, we've seen a lot in recent memory of maps be picked by teams and then it just be a blowout for their opponent. And it's a breath of fresh air to see KC coming in looking so prepared.
What is great as well is one of the main advantages. I sat there and went, if a team's playing twice in a week, the thing that's a little bit unfair is you could break down what another team is doing.
Specific viewership went down quite a lot. Did it really? I thought it was only like 2% or something.
Just a couple of weeks ago, playing the same comp and a map that we haven't seen from Eternal Fire. So if anything, they've gone, here's an advantage.
Yeah.
And they are still absolutely demolishing them on it. So clearly very confident in their Sunset play. And honestly, at this point, you can see
they should
why.
know. Prowler locked on to someone in the corner. Someone here shot with a rifle. Yeah, okay, they did know. Dude, I will say that Izzy with an op right now, looking pretty decent.
Narrate missed the shot. Then I looked at the kill feed. No, Neki got taken down right past Izzy. Whether he was the intended target.
And we got out of there scot-free.
Turns around and, oh, the wall is red. With KC, they've traded. It's not coming. Well,
it's pretty nice from KCORP.
An excellent job so
Prowler
far
into this one.
right
We have a smoke again that no matter what would block some kind of vision either side because you can leak through, lark through. So they create pressure over towards A and they pick the right side. Has to kill one. Has to kill one, else they did great. That's all he had to do.
Even for the retake. The plant coming in for KC without a doubt.
Show you. Dayu's brother, maybe, with the prime. Appreciate the 6 months. Thank you for that.
Position being swept up. They're going to look to try and play towards the market instead.
Nice shot.
Another nice shot connected. Stun even better, but Izzy was so low on HP, it didn't matter too much. And Echo, this would have to be
very
one
nice.
of the best.
Dude, Narrate's looking pretty decent as well at the moment.
Still
it's
willing
a lot
to
of rounds on
in
attack.
That 2v1, but he's just not been missing. 8-1.
Against a comp that should struggle against the Cypher trips, they're doing it insane.
Everybody on KC is performing.
Maybe Eternal Fire need to make it a little less obvious where they're fighting or where the Cypher is. I would say first 10 seconds they kind of make some kind of sound. On B main or A main. And as soon as they make sounds, you know that the Cypher's on the other side. So doing something like this, where maybe they make sound here, and Cypher's actually here, could be right.
To represent a change of the guard for KC, it very much looks that way. 8-1 up, a solid start.
KCORP are looking better for EWC. It's a weird,
again, there's no free rounds.
It's a weird one because it should be such a good team.
That Eternal Fire have stacked up a site.
Like if you take all of these players at their peak, it's a really stacked team.
Over here. Let's just see if they come our way. We'll shred it. KC have gone the right way this time. Well, they
great timing with this as well, and you know that they're not going to follow that Prowler through their own one way.
Looked like a freebie. Looked like Neki would be in trouble. And they start to move back to middle, but the intention may still be to crunch in on poor old Neki. He's been paranoid, hit with a Prowler, revealed by a haunt, and shot by a
Is the calling incredible right now? Like what's going on here? Why are they always picking the best site?
Oh, you know what? You got 2 out of that.
If I got to get a second next, it'll be a gun down. Like,
so I was
you
just
could have
got.
got.
Let him roll with it, but he's done well. Narrate is human. We've just learned because he's missed a shot. Even still, though, with the judge, a
questionable.
Rifle.
Mate, they haven't hit the Cypher site yet.
Fight versus Aves might be the one thing that could turn around, but he's.
Are you talking about him walking through mid, top mid?
They're just landing every shot.
him walking through top mid against the eco is a low question.
You know what? KC are going to
The aim,
win
okay,
by
yeah.
just beating them in 1v1s. They're going to win almost every fight individually. They're going to swing everything. They're going to get aggro. I would have called you nuts. I was like, that's the way Eternal Fire will body them. And it's been anything but. One team has showed up looking fantastic. And I have to say, Eternal Fire, maybe they forgot that they're not playing against a coach standing in anymore.
It kind of looks that way. Yeah, I agree with you. When it comes to individual fights, you would back Eternal Fire every step of the way. It's what has
Turkish kids.
Their
Do you have top chat on YouTube? Yes, I do. Sorry.
Stage, KC
Okay, I got live chat now. That's my bad.
Another level activated. The executes look good. The pressure applied is perfect.
Well,
dude, how do I get it so it auto sets to live chat?
Gonna see a thing. He's gonna get
Mate, why is he in spawn in the first 15 seconds? You're 9-1 down.
Fighting right now. He just peeked against Fabian while holding the spike alone in his spawn. That's insane.
Not even the observer expected it. Understandable. Aves should have been fleeing.
You can't just have to do it every time? Yeah.
He waited around. That's another ultimate spent.
I mean, I'm gonna forget to do that.
Got for it,
He did the thing.
nothing.
That's an alpha male. That's
I
what
can see your chats now.
Echo has to be the one to deliver. Okay, no, he doesn't. They're going back in the other direction. The Nightfall cleared the space moments ago. They know that, well, there was no one in A main. And off that information, Necky's moved to middle. Eventually, he'll leave the trips to hold that.
Reading
Echo's
chat.
containing so much space. He is giving them the chance to take this fight together on the A side, and, well, they're going to need it.
They need a hero play of their own. The problem is with Aves
They can dodge this. One gets hit on purpose. Is this to try bait in the Omen?
He's only going to get
yes,
the one,
it is.
But maybe, just maybe, he's created enough doubt. The problem is, again, they've just inserted a player.
18 seconds.
Time ticking at least a little bit low, but this has to be
He can win this.
a heroic play.
Could definitely win this now.
No smoke.
They're playing a little scared on this.
On the push, but they're now
Okay,
going to
just
try
got
and
it.
take this together, and with the spike already removed, he's trying to sell them a ruse, but instead, now just has to take this as a 1v3. Nice shot onto Dosia. Second player just around the corner and clear him as well. And now it's just him and Narate, but Narate is coming back around behind him. It was a really nice
that was a great try. It was a
from
good attempt in the
having a
1v3.
rotter of a map.
Freezing in June, thank you so
Unfortunately, nice
much.
try doesn't stop your
Krongonius as well with the
opponent
prime. I
from getting
appreciate
to
that
10.
as well.
Yeah, that definitely could have got
Hello,
them
Boo.
back
How
in
we
the
doing,
game,
mate?
but another fantastic display
I'm loving
by
it, mate. How we
Narate.
doing?
He's been so patient.
When do you
in
play?
this game.
Tomorrow, is
I
it?
think this guy has leveled
You play
up
Liquid again,
over
right?
the last couple of months. The control he had in that situation, just dancing around the box, no panic, and an easy closer for KC. It's players like Narate, like Aves,
Play Liquid?
14 and
No
6.
coach though.
Narate's only died 3 times.
I'm pretty sure Nats is back.
Indeed. It's everything going right for KC all at once. For Zaysh, it's probably the first time he's felt an ounce of happiness in a while.
Hey, the series isn't over yet, you know. he's like, yeah,
No
guys,
low hand
yet.
yet.
It's still possible that things go
Dude,
wrong.
Boo would have been running
I
low
reckon
hand
we could
down.
cut
I
to
know what
this,
he's
still look
like.
stressed.
Every round he
One
would have
day,
tried to find
Zaysh
Boo.
will have a
I
smile
mean, he
on
would have
his
tried to
face,
find
and
low
I look
hand.
forward to that day. Maybe it'll be this one. We'll have to wait and see. Judge on the other side.
He's that kind of guy.
Cleared, paranoid. They've heard the judge rain out. In fact, they're just using every single piece of utility.
Mate. Dude, Aves looks
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Fabian, I'm sorry, but that did
Why is
not
this guy
work.
ever on
That's the
Phoenix?
thing. Either you offer them individual fights that KC are winning, or you play it slow and then they execute a small part of the map the second they think you're there. We've seen it in market multiple times. Necky stood there. He's got PTSD from the last fight. And when you look at this fight in main, it's the exact same thing. Fabian takes a peek.
Shock TV, thanks so much for the prime. Appreciate the 5 months.
Final one for Eternal Fire on the defensive side.
Prowler close as well. Fade Eye on top. It's beautiful to watch. Once again, dodge the Cypher.
Yeah, they seemed like they had a decent crossfire, but KC made it look anything but. Laser beam battle, and Izzy's managed to. Even still down to 17 HP, and they've got to be careful. Narate is still just holding that cross. Has a decent angle to swing back in with. they'll at least reveal the positioning. And Dosia maybe a little bit ahead of the curve, but he knows that he's the close player. Everybody else is just waiting for them to attempt the swing. And guess what? It's an 11-1 half.
Dude, he killed him from main with that shorty. What the hell? 11-1. They absolutely wrecked them
in the last stage, but I don't think it was this.
Who's top of the board? Aves or Narrate?
Narrate as well, looking fantastic. And funny we should mention him because Frankie was talking about an interview she did with him earlier on, and now you get to see it.
Narrate, thank you for joining me. First of all, I wanted to ask you about
sorry,
your
chat. You want some ads?
as your duelist cohort. He got to play his first international LAN in Paris. How do you think he did?
I mean, I think we had like very low expectations just because of the group we were in and like considering how like bad of a performance we had in stage 1. So we went in with no expectations, and I think we at least did well, like compared to the teams we had to play against. We beat Paper X, and he had like some good games against them. So I think he showed like, obviously everyone's first international, like a good amount of my teams. So it's good experience for them, and I think he learned a lot, and he also showed performances against Paper X, and I think it was good.
And how's your relationship with him outside of the server? Do you guys work on things together at all?
I mean, all of the team works on things together. With Levin, especially, he's very vocal on what he wants to do, and he's always talking. He's always trying to build like good relationships with all the players, and he's kind of bringing us all together, if that makes sense. And he's just always charismatic, always, you know, especially in game, like we're trying to figure things out. We're always having good discussions on how to move forward, and overall, I think he's very good at, you know, explaining what he needs to do and, you know, just working hard.
And back in 2024, you spent a lot of time working on your game with Zaysh. How are things different now that he's your head coach and you're back in the lineup?
I think things are obviously slightly different. We played totally different game style than we did before. I mean, even in 2024, I think we did play a bit looser than we did like earlier this year. But definitely like we're playing like super loose. We don't have any strats really. Like we don't even, honestly, we don't talk at all. Like we just kind of go into the game and play.
What?
So I think it's kind of refreshing to play. It sounds weird, but if you think about it, every player on our team is very smart, and we all know how to play the game. So we're mainly just talking about little things, or like little things, just communication, stuff like this. So we like build good team chemistry just by playing the game, not like forcing us to be in a system where we don't want to play.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for talking to me. I'm looking forward to the loosey-goosey action from KC.
And it does sort of echo a lot of what we've been seeing and saying about what we've been seeing from this team. It looks like they're much more comfortable when things don't go according to the A game.
Yeah, pretty much.
If there is no
you know when Mitch got kicked and his girlfriend called out C9 for having no strap book? That's essentially how K-CORP want to play.
Here we go. Looking for a pistol round to close out the map. Narrate doesn't want to add a death to the tally. Eventually, he will fall. He didn't have a whole lot of support over on that side of the map.
He did an alright amount of damage though.
Now will be looking to try and play the retake.
I'm gonna flash for retake. How long until Fade Eye? Dude, this Fade Eye's not coming up for the retake, right?
But can they hold?
32? Nah, you gotta go earlier. It's a hard retake without the Fade Eye.
I know somewhere Hypoc is calling for this retake to get started. Eternal Fire waiting for that
Flash Reflect's gonna hit 3, right? Or is he trying to get it back sight?
The point of contact, Aves. He's been having a good game, top of the scoreboard.
What are you holding on for?
Climb a little bit higher. It's KC across the board.
Dude, what are we waiting for? What happened there?
Hope of Eternal Fire, and hope fades quickly on that attacking side. 12 rounds locked in for KC. And their return.
Surely the Omen Flash is the signal to Omen Flash.
It's looking extraordinary.
He's waiting for next map. Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to.
Just looking a lot better overall. I think a lot of it will probably just come down to Percy being that little bit happier, getting to play the style you want. It does feel like... I do sit there and wonder a little bit, though, if Zaysh watching that interview just went, why did you say
it's a valid question. That was questionable.
I feel like that... I feel like
11 chances for K-CORP. I don't think I've said that, ever.
Yeah, we have a coach? Wait, what? No, but I also do get what you're saying, though. It's a very different look to what we saw under Eng. And it seems like the players are vibing with it.
And it's only something you can do with experienced, smart players. Like Narrate said, you look at this roster, that's what you have here. Like a wealth of experience. And I think for these guys, like, there will be a time where they're going to look to up that
Dude,
ceiling
the judge here.
and keep in the strap book, but for now, Vibes are carrying them far. Not here. As Avez falls early, Eternal Fire on the stinger.
Boy, these Prowlers, mate. These Prowlers are devastating.
He's deleted, and now KC looks like they've hit a roadblock right before 13.
Spike planted.
Of course, they've got so many attempts that the question will be, do you just hold on to the gun for this? No, already, Sugetsu. Well, find one but fall. Now, Levin does have a rifle. He could just opt to bring this into the next round, but when you're feeling confident, you're feeling confident, and I think this man
Oh,
has
I
never
didn't think it was going to be close. But it's going to be headshot pass.
confidence. Either way, it'll be
Okay,
closed
let's
out.
see
That's
how
a
much
rifle.
damage
Eternal
reduction they
Fire,
can do.
They are going to get themselves a second round onto the board. It is not the outlook that we wanted to see from one of the top Turkish teams, but they're at least going to try and maybe build up a little bit of momentum for the second map, which is going to be their choice.
They are almost
K-Corp will lose this.
suffering from
This
a
map?
symptom that they introduced. Like,
Mate, they're not going to lose this
squad
map.
came through and played more aggressive. They forced teams who had structure to rethink how they were functioning because they were getting rolled by something that seemed more simple than what they were running. Like, the complexity was getting in the way. And now KC come back in from 0-5, trying to play a structured game to loosey-goosey. What strap book? We can't throw the strap book out the window. We haven't got one. And it seems to have worked. Yes, around here for Eternal Fire, the upset with the Stingers, but it is just a lengthening of what is a very short life, you have to imagine.
Oh my.
Okay, Dosia
not
managed to
this
get
short.
2 with the Classic. I think that will be it, because they're going to know exactly
Was that
where
4
Levin
bullets,
is.
4 dinks?
Last player
And
standing.
Ooh, just
eventually he'll
before.
go down, and Ordaz will make sure it doesn't go any further. Dosia still showing that, even though at least earlier he was a little bit lower on the board, yeah, no lack of individual skill on him either.
Well, he's pulled himself positive with the Classic against a decent buy, so definitely no notes on that one for Doja.
What
12
does 9 clip?
to 3, a 9-round gap between the two. And for Eternal Fire, as I said, this very much feels like a formality. This is the first big test for them. It's a formality in terms of the map, but you extend that to the series, and yeah, it's going to feel a bit better to get a couple rounds
lost
on the
to
board at the end.
2-12.
Start to heat up before that
Gentleman's
little break
lost to
into the
2-12.
next map. Eternal Fire's pick of
It's about
Lotus
20,
up next. The
25.
question is, at what score will we be getting there? And already, it looks like there might be
EWC?
another
Wait, to
for the
who?
attacking
A
side.
2-12?
Strong opening with Avez
Isn't that
down,
a 12 up?
and Izzy's caught Doja.
Well, Sugetsu under serious pressure, but he did well, at least initially. I thought maybe a chance for a little bit more, but for
On
Nurey,
Lotus to Nongshim?
the question now begins to be asked.
Were they on
is this
were they
just
on
a save?
attack or defense?
Ultimate's building up as well for the
I don't know
Eternal
what's
Fire
worse.
side, so their streak of rounds looking
Defense
like it's
is
going to
worse.
build at least
They're
a
on
little bit.
attack. Okay.
Although I will say, if
That's
KC
still
loses
pretty bad,
from
though.
here, I think we just end the series 1-0.
Yeah, no, I think we just 0-5 them again. Let's just end it.
Yeah.
It's more painless.
Well,
I
you're
think.
going to end their whole season. Not
Yeah,
even,
just call
I was
it.
going to be like, just they lose this series.
No,
but
I
you're
was
gonna...
I was thinking we just send them home.
Okay.
Book the flights. Give them a bit of time off. We'll simulate it. Simulate the matches. But I think for Eternal Fire, as I said, good to build up these rounds. But it's a very small detail, but I'm happy that KC are saving. Narrate and Levin might not get away
It's
with
a classic
these weapons,
Gentleman.
but the fact they're trying,
Dude, didn't
they
they?
normally
That's
back
pretty funny though.
themselves up against
Was
these
that the
numbers with
first
games
game
that
the
they've been
Proxy
having,
would have
but
played?
showing us
Because
that
he was in the
patient face yet
original
again. Challenge for
Gentleman that
Narrate
used to
that
lose
he
that
has
all the
lost.
time.
So it will be just the one weapon carried forward for KC.
So all jokes aside, I do still feel like it's only a matter
That
of
was
time
his first game? Wait, that's sick though. Pretty funny.
before KC get this one over the line.
He must have
but
actually fought his cast.
I think the sooner they snuff out this fake comeback, the better it will be going into the second map. The problem I have here is, although they have managed to force a purchase into this round,
They played before they played G.
you have a
Okay,
judge,
it's
that's
not
not the
bad.
end of the world. It's the ultimates.
It still crossed his mind for sure.
And nothing available for this defensive
We'll
side.
say
Now,
though,
Nurey
Eternal
can get a
Fire,
kill
I'm
and
not
then
saying they're going to
die.
do
He'll
a
have the torch
2-12
force ready for the
comeback,
next
but
round, which
they
is
should be
probably
winning
where
this
they can
round.
hope to get the majority of their ults, but at least into this one, their opponents have an inherent advantage.
Toxin screen down.
A minute 10
Bring them down.
on the clock. The showstopper yet to be found. Eternal Fire looking to break into this A site. It's a good time to put that ulti to use. Have your Raze trailblaze and take point of contact. Doge is in a good spot, though. I don't think there's any real danger for this defensive side, but it should at least get Eternal Fire onto the site.
5v5 retake. 1-0 out.
Seconds.
Vavian might pop his Razor here. He shouldn't. They didn't really take too much space with the Fatal. They have no smoke towards the back, so the Neon couldn't take any space. Someone could have crept onto site now. They got to pop Razor.
There's a trip in his way, and now that he's broken it, Doja's got to pay attention over in that direction. His eyes diverted as they make it round that corner. Now smoked off as Echo strikes, but the shots didn't land. It was a nice setup.
And they managed to save Razor because he made the play over towards middle.
Yeah, and then more worryingly,
should be an impossible retake. Maybe
Dust
Dust9's Omen flash.
Although Fabian is getting a little aggressive. Maybe waiting for some form of contact, but...
Why is Raze taking first contact with Razor?
Contact is about to come through. He's got a lot of players coming his way. Izzy already with one, and he doesn't give a damn about the show.
Yeah, he doesn't care about his ult.
No intention of using it in this round. The 1-2 punch, the 1-2-1 punch, as there goes Fabian once again.
I mean, it works out incredible.
Really building into this map. This is the guy that...
Ooh!
What is that?
What the hell?
That's sick. And it's so flawless, but that last shot...
It was
That's
so
a shot
fast,
of
this
dreams.
transfer.
It's got a
Wait, wasn't someone on YouTube saying that he had the best spray transfer on Vandal?
One mistake and KC walk away with this, so
It's Swift.
surely he's going to use it in this round when they've got the money. And not only does he not use it,
Jesus.
he pulls off some acrobatics to close the round out. As I said, for Eternal Fire, yeah, you're probably not winning this map, even if you keep this up for another couple rounds. KC
And they did so good that they only used Fatal here as well, though.
And that will slow you
Took
down
the guns
enough.
out of them.
But
Another
the
eco.
reality is, well, building up momentum.
This guy's pretty
That's all
good at
that they
spraying
need.
Vandal,
Well,
mate.
this is the fun thing. Like,
Yeah, I'm on board with it now.
worried
That was
we were going to
nuts.
come in today and not see the Fabian that we saw versus Liquid. Obviously, inflated stats. It's a new Liquid roster, and they had a coach playing. But he was playing exclusively Veto, and he was slamming them into the ground. He was just making a highlight reel on the map itself while getting the majority of first bloods. I think it was 5-0, by the way, in first kills, first death. He was just literally just running at them. And obviously, I think that's easier to do versus that version of Liquid rather than versus the version we're currently seeing of KC. But it is a scary prospect that, okay, on a map though, I don't think we've seen them play since like February at the beginning of the year, since they weren't even Eternal Fire, basically. Yeah, maybe they're not going to look that good. But then going into Lotus, where they felt very comfortable, maybe even going into the likes of a Haven, that could be a little bit more interesting when playing up against them. So I think that's going to be a bit more of a fun
Force
thing
them
to
down
witness.
to an eco.
I think it was actually the
Next
Haven
big
they had
buy
points in favor,
round.
but nonetheless, it's gonna
Aves
be
kind
one
of
where
needs to
they're
get a
gonna feel
kill
more
here.
comfortable than what we've
Or
seen
an
on
orb.
Sunset. And if Fabian's playing roughly like this, they could be in a bit more trouble.
Yeah, I think it's very easy to, at this point, forget about that first half. Like, you just got squashed by KC playing a difficult game. They were executing late round, almost always onto the light side of the map for you, almost always catching the player that was alone there. The individual fights looked good across the board, but now a bit of a resurgence. Eternal Fire showing that they can certainly match pound for pound. Jump peek not even allowed.
What do you reckon? He
here
was
as
pre-aiming
Aves
the jump
shut down.
peek or what?
This is, of course,
Pretty
a pistol
fast.
round for KC. But Eternal Fire will do well to keep it clean. Don't want to see
What's
them
the
have to
number?
burn any of those. The number where I stand back up, probably like, I think
Wait, you're
12,
not already standing?
12-9. Screw you, Tom. 12-9.
9, okay.
Yeah, I think if they get 9, I'm starting to believe again. They got 2 buy rounds in between it. And again, the fact that they're doing it cleanly, the fact that we're not seeing crazy risks, I don't want to see a round having to be won by a clutch. And so far, what I'm seeing is fine. Everything's a tradable
Couple
scenario for Eternal Fire.
ults online for
They play the
KCORP.
default early on.
Getting-
Catch KC as they look to
It's
even
not scary
jump
yet,
and shots
but
starting
it's
to
getting
land. Much better look from them. And coming into this buy round, a showstopper could definitely be valuable. Say, for example, if Pit goes up, finding that player will be much easier. You just got to look in their general direction.
Well, they might be the most momentum-based team we have.
The Razor? Yeah, he
EMEA,
definitely
and that's mainly because once
he
they
might
get
even be
going,
one
they're
away from another
incredibly
Razor if he used it
difficult to
early, right?
stop.
But he doesn't
And
need
see,
to
I
use it.
told you
Oh,
when
okay,
we
we're
had-
getting stressed
they are
out.
still 12-6 in
We're
the
getting
lead,
stressed
and
out.
It's like they're 8-0 down. Immediate showstopper. Yeah, Viper's Pit's got to be cancelled. Running through the utility, and it's a nice shot from
Sugetsu,
Still, though,
I like his
traded
playstyle,
out by
man.
the double
It's so
ultimates.
different.
A plant will go down, and off rip, it has to be a retake for KC.
And this would have been better if the pit went down, but a win is a win. Nice breakage
shot.
of the door by Echo. Time
Beto hits only one.
Someone planted. Okay.
as the paranoia lands, and now KC.
It's a
running it back
great
through.
smoke.
Still the
That smoke might
3v3
win
and
him
a
the
chance
round.
now in the peak around the side. Abez unchecked. The smoke
Pretty
goes
sure
up
that
just
smoke
in time
wins
to
him it.
block vision for Izzy, and they're checking their back, catching Echo. This
Done.
could be it. The final
Ooh,
bell
especially with that.
ringing as Izzy falls.
dude,
It
nice
is
map from K-Corp.
13-6. KC, they gave them a little bit of life
Nice
towards
map.
the end, but flatlining before they get within danger zone.
Yeah, it was a fun map if you're a KC fan, and one that you're kind of hoping that this will be the comeback on the next. Nonetheless, let's go down to the sideline interview.